Bitcoin, we start with daily chart. Just I want to give a quick update. And first of all, if you refer to our analysis, since the price was within here, we discussed about the 25K as a support, following by 23 and 21K. The first time the price tag, there was no breakout. We see the reversal. We discuss how we can look for trade from here. And as we can see, we see the next drop. Now, 25K become as a support. As we can see, now want to see whether the price can break before we see the reversal or the price will reverse without the breakout of the 25K. All right. Anyway, we start with higher time frame. We want to see what we have been looking for. And if we move to monthly chart, we discussed we are looking for the deeper correction, and this is the 36K. This is the resistance we are looking to see the breakout of. And with the breakout of the 48K, we have been looking, I mentioned we can look for the breakout of the all-time high. Okay, but we want to see whether this is a deeper correction or we can expect the price to continue and drop. The possibility for the price to continue and drop is very less unless we see one move up, then there is no continuation and there is no breakout of the 36K. May this happen. All right. By the way, if anyone wants to look for buy from here based on lower time frame, we are looking for the deeper correction and want to see whether we can look for continuation or not. And based on monthly chart, I don't see any trade setup. And if we move to lower time frame based on weekly chart, and if we refer to our analysis, we mentioned we have been looking at that time, we have been looking to see the breakout of the 31K. And as we can see, almost the price tag, there was no breakout. And that's why I mentioned based on higher time frame, we are looking for this one as a deeper correction. Okay. If we get any opportunity for buy from here with the breakout of the 31 or the previous top, we can look for 37 following by 42K based on weekly chart. All right. And how, if this is the correction relative to what we have here, by considering this is the internal flat as a 3 waves, and this is deeper correction for continuation, how deep this one can go, this correction, with the breakout of this low, we can look for 23,300 following by 21,400, because with the breakout of this zone, then we cannot call this one as a correction. Then we can expect for price to continue and retest the previous low. That's why for those traders, they want to look for buy. If they could, they consider this is the only correction relative to what we have here. Based on lower time frame, they should look for the proper trade setup. Based on weekly chart, I don't see any reversal or even any trade setup. Okay, that's why based on daily chart, I mentioned if we put this top relative to the previous one, based on weekly, we had a divergence. That's why we could expect for this drop. All right. And now we want to see what's the next. We want to see whether this one can give us one more drop. If this one turns to a deeper correction for one more drop, based on daily, we can look for the divergence. Any reversal from there, it can be the best. But at this point, we don't see any trade setup. And if I move to daily chart, all right. Now the question is, with the expectation, as I mentioned, whether the price can reverse from here, or we can look for one more drop, either tag 25K or break 25K before we look for the next reversal. Okay. Now, what I'm looking for, the best option I'm looking for is to see at least one more drop as a sharp, even if the price tag and couldn't break 25K is okay. Then from there, we can look for the divergence. Then any reversal, any opportunity for buy as a sharp move flag based on 1 hour chart, from there, we will take it. All right. But if the price, how about if the price reverse from here? Okay. But at the right now, we talk about the first option. As I mentioned, I prefer for the, I wait for the, prefer to wait for the next drop. Then from there, we want to see whether the price can break 25K or not. And if we get a divergence, then I will take the trade. Okay. This is the best option I'm looking for. But at this point, as I mentioned, we don't see any trade setup. And how about if the price reverse from here? In that case, we move to lower time frame. How we can look for trade? Okay, in that case, either we wait for the sharp move flag based on lower time frame, 1 hour chart, we take the trade, or we put our entry either above here or either above the top. Okay, in that case, what we want to price sharply tag, break, and continue. If the price tag we see is not moving, then we shouldn't keep the trade more than 2 hours, similar to what we had here, because we can expect for the next drop. That's why having entry above this correction, it depends where the traders they put and what kind of the strategy they look for, is not really good idea, because the trader should know how to manage if these things happen. Okay, that's why I mentioned the best option, if we get one more drop following by divergence, even based on lower time frame, we can look for the divergence. Then from there, we take the reversal. Okay, but as I mentioned, at this point, even based on lower time frame, we have to wait for the reverse for the trade setup. Okay, and again, for those traders, they want to get the trade within the correction. At least they should look for the sharp move flag similar to what we had here, or they put the entry above the top, which is not really good idea. It doesn't mean we cannot look for the trade, but it's very risky. Okay, again, it depends on the strategy the traders they looking for, but for me, the best option I'm looking for to see the one more drop, at least tag the 25k following by divergence. Then from there we want to see whether the price can break or reverse. In that case, if we get any opportunity for buy, I will take it. And in this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.